Who's your friend on your shirt?
He's the man from the cover of Death's album Leprosy. He's got leprosy.
He doesn't look well.
He's got he's all like he's not. He's got leprosy, mate. He's not well.
He looks a bit like the vegetables in my fridge whenever I order from Just Eat.
Yeah,
just the sort of look they give me.
He looks about 3-day-old pizza salad that they give you sometimes, which is just when you order from somewhere and they give you just a tray of just bits of salad, yeah.
Proper
just
salad.
All the off-cut centres of the cabbages and stuff.
I like that. That's the best one.
And all sorts.
It's a nice top. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
10 on 10. Here's your wrestling news. Tony Khan slams a terrible Max Caster rap on AEW Dark. We have an update on the SummerSlam 2021 location, and Kenny Omega's next AEW title challenger has been revealed. Find out in a bit who it is. Talked yesterday about the Max Caster rap that got removed from AEW Dark. Quite a divisive piece of wrestling, this.
Yeah, I mean, it was, as we said yesterday, there are ways, and it's been said much better, since and before we even did the video with, you can get over by burying your opponent rather than just sort of being controversial for the sake of being controversial.
And it's a case of, I think the phrase I used yesterday was, you can be very well read, but you should always read the room. And on a charity event like that, to make the jokes they did, and you know what? You may call people who don't like it snowflakes, you may call them whatever, and that's fine.
It's fine.
You do you.
You do.
At least one person.
Were there people calling us snowflakes?
Oh, yeah. I
amazing.
need to stay out of the comment section.
Oh, that's like a badge of honour. I can't believe we're still getting called this in 2021.
It's weird how, in the comments, we were both called snowflakes for being too soft on it, and at least 2 comments of people saying we weren't hard enough. What do you want?
Oh, yeah. We condemn it, and now Tony Khan has talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Tony Khan on Busted Open Radio said last night on Dark, meaning before, Max Caster's rap was terrible. I was not out there in the moment when he did it. In the editing process, it should have been caught. I put such tight controls on Dynamite, and this would never have happened there because Max's raps, I've always gone over with him. What will happen going forward is I'll be taking over the editing of Dark and Elevation myself. I was already editing Dynamite and Rampage. I do a lot, and now I'll also be editing Dark and Elevation. It is unfortunate that it came to that.
Ooh, Billy Big Bollocks getting into our neck of the woods in the editing, eh? You want an editing job, Tony? You just come to us. You already give us a 5 every time we mention you.
Exactly. So why not make a bit more money out of us and come and edit a list, mate?
Well, but the thing is, at the same time, Tony's having to jump in now and oversee that. And as somebody who seems to be as in control as he is, I'm just surprised he wasn't already kind of overseeing the edit side of things across all the shows. But at the same time, he shouldn't be expected to do that. And in some ways, it's a great thing that he will now be kind of overseeing that product. In some ways, it's a bit... how does he have the time? How does he have the time to do so much?
He's a busy boy, isn't he?
Oh, and he's so attractive. That's a tenner now, Tony. A tenner.
I don't know whether... I noticed that his muscles were bigger last time I saw him. He must have been working out. He must have been working out, And I think his glasses really frame his face really nicely. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got a massive car.
There you go. 25 quid, Tone.
Cheers, Tone. SummerSlam update. So yesterday, Sam and I gave the details that came from bodyslam.net. Cassidy Haynes reporting that WWE were considering contingency plans for SummerSlam and beyond. We have an update from WrestleVotes now, don't we, Sam?
Yes, we do. So WrestleVotes are reporting that their sources say SummerSlam is happening at the Allegiant Stadium, and that is still the plan. With the event being just 2 weeks away, of course, to turn it around this quick would be a bit of a nightmare. WWE has had conversations with the city and venue, and as of this very moment, all things remain on track. And Allegiant Stadium have also put out a statement saying, in response to rising COVID-19 cases and in accordance with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and State of Nevada Emergency Directive 047, all individuals, regardless of vaccination status, must wear a mask while inside the stadium.
I'd like to think Nevada Emergency Directive 046 is in the event of a swan breaking out in the city centre.
All right, just a swan in Las Vegas.
Swan in Las
There's
Vegas.
been weirder animals there.
There has indeed. Yeah, so if you're heading to the Allegiant Stadium for Vegas, you'll be required to wear a mask regardless of whether you've been jabbed or double jabbed. And I think this is, if it's either that or bin off SummerSlam out of Vegas, then
I think
that's a fair compromise.
The thing is as well, it doesn't take away from the fact that contingency plans have been looked at. Of course, the situation could change at any moment and we could be back to not having, outdoor or big public gatherings for a bit. So they are probably still kind of just touching base with a different couple of locations, making sure they can make the Thunderdome work if they have to. But you got to know that, if there's any chance or any possibility they can do this stuff in front of a live audience moving forward, there's no way in hell they're going back to the Thunderdome. I think it's just going to be one of those situations where if it becomes uncontrollable and everything goes mental, then they'll be back there.
Kenny Omega's next AEW title challenger was confirmed last night on Dynamite. TE, love your show, Tony. You've got smashing eyes. Now, following his 8th victory on the trot, Christian Cage has now been named the #1 contender for Kenny Omega's title. We're getting Omega and Christian.
This is going to be tasty, man. It's going to be tasty. I think these two can put on a great match together. I'm not going to get my hopes up and say Christian's going to win, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool. It's somebody I think definitely still has enough gas left in the tank for another big run, before all is said and done. But this is going to be a great introduction, I think, to anybody who's been sleeping on Christian, I think, since he's come back to AEW. So
there's been a lot of conversations about how the Adam Page Kenny Omega match has been put off, moved off, All Out and set back, and I genuinely think that's good for Adam Page. Because I think Adam Page is going to be the guy.
More time to cook.
Yeah, exactly.
More time to cook.
A little bit more time.
And that's it. If you just let it kind of simmer away a little bit more, it's going to taste all that more sweet when we get to that match. But we've just got to bide our time, And
we get a few more Omega title defenses against some more different people.
Exactly.
A nice smorgasbord of title defenses before Page does it. And I think the fact that they moved it back suggests that Page is going to be the guy that takes over, that takes the title from him. So they're going to give him a few more matches before we get there. That'll be nice.
That'll be amazing.
Very, very nice. We hate ending on stuff like this, but it's a horrible fact of life that we have to talk about sometimes, and that is some passing of some names from the wrestling industry. In the last 24 hours, we've seen 2 go. First of all, legendary Memphis manager Burt Prentice. You have seen him doing a lot of stuff around the Memphis territory back in the day. He was also a very important part of the early days of Impact Wrestling, back when it was NWA TNA, and he was a commentator on TNA Explosion with Jeremy Borash. Impact put out a tweet saying, "We're deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Burt Prentice, who was very involved in the very early days of TNA alongside Jeremy Borash. We offer our sincere condolences to his friends and family." And also, just before we came down here today, news broke of the passing of beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking. The best flying leg drop in the game. It's slick. Where do you even begin to talk? The Midnight Express.
The Midnight Express in itself is an amazing career achievement, but that is like scratching the surface of what Bobby Eaton did.
This is it. There's just so much more the deeper you dig, and the 62 years old is so young. It's just a month after his wife passed as well, so it's just heartbreaking all round.
But if you want to find out some great Bobby Eaton stuff, you only have to look back to Mid-South, WCCW, Jim Crockett Promotions. Yeah. I highly recommend, if you want to, because it's always nice to find a reason to smile on days like this, check out some of Bobby Eaton's skits he did with Steven Regal in WCW. Yeah. Where Regal was trying to sort of bring him up to the upper classes. It's just Regal at his comedy best, and Bobby Eaton bounces off him beautifully.
And although I know he's not popular, Jim Cornette's probably going to have quite the retrospective.
Yeah, definitely.
This coming week or so, I'd imagine. So, I mean, if you want to hear some Bobby Eaton stories, I'm sure that Corny has thousands of them.
Corny's going to be your man for that one. We send our best wishes to the friends and family of Burt Prentice and Bobby Eaton, 2 greats who we've lost this week. We'll have more wrestling news and, in fact, retrospectives on both of those guys at cultaholic.com, and more news throughout the day as well. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.